Kekich says, cut all ties with dishonest, negative, or lazy people. Be done with them. Do not negotiate with them. If you start to associate with them, it shapes your identity. If you start to negotiate with them, it shapes your identity. Kekich says, cut ties. And associate with people who share your values. And I would say even more. Associate yourself with people who share the values of the future person you want to become. Because it is only when we behave now according to our future that we become that future person. So cut ties with all people that does not add up to your future self, and lean on and associate with people that do have the values of the future person you want to become. Future you only becomes you when you learn to hang around with people that want to be like future you. I created the execution playbook for leaders and high performers to hit bigger goals faster with less wasted effort. Now let's get into the show. Congratulations and welcome to the second half of the credos. We are now starting credo 51, which is 51 out of 100, which means we are on the second half. So if you have been here from the beginning, which some of you have, then congratulate yourself, because I am sure that you have progressed as a leader, as a high performer, as a person that not only can do more, but are more efficient at the things that you all are able to do. It's not always about, can I work harder? But it's about, can I hit a home run more frequently? It's not, can I get more bats? It's like the bats I already get, can I get more out of those? And that's what we're doing here. We are sharpening the axe rather than swinging more shots. Okay? So, Credo 51, Kekich says, long-term success is built on credibility and on establishing enduring loving relationships and with quality people based on mutually earned trust. Cut all ties with dishonest people, negative or lazy people, and dissociate with people who share your values. You become who you associate with. Kekich is telling you, do not allow yourself to begin, to start, to initiate progress and build your skyscraper, build your values and dreams with another person having stock in your work, in your system, another person having an ability to control and dictate, and you not being able to understand who that person is. Kekich says long-term success is built on credibility and establishing enduring loving relationships. We have lost our sauce with being credible. We forgot what it tastes like. We forgot what it smells like. And Kekich says, if you want long-term success, not this microwave success that we want now in our cultures, but more of a success that allows you to be unstoppable. If you want that, he says it comes by credibility. He says your trust will come by credibility. People be able to find you credible. Where does that come from? I would say integrity. When you speak a word, we talked about this on the previous episode. When you speak a word, you don't run away from it, but you abide by it to your death. And we have this culture that lacks credibility because they lack a word that's credible. He says 2 things for long-term success: credibility and establishing enduring, loving relationships with quality people based on mutually earned trust. The relationships you have will reveal your standards automatically. You want to truly know a person? Find out who they hang out with. Period. Why? Because when we are being around others, when we are simply enjoying time. We are enjoying the standards of other people. The energy that they give off, I replicate it. I sit with it, and I become more of it. I actually enjoy the energy. So if we enjoy anything, whatever that is, we become more of it. If I start enjoying eating a bucket of ice cream by 7 a.m. every morning, you would know it by the standards, by my lifestyle. Why? Because I will gain 50 pounds of weight, maybe more. Okay? No one can lie to you about their lifestyle or who they are, because we only hang around those which we are harmonically connected to, which means we thrive in. It's like music, hanging out with others that are like us. And if you have people around you that feel you, you want to make sure that you want to become more like them, because you cannot become different if you allow them to feel you. Who you associate yourself with will create your identity, will manifest you into the future, will continue to shape who you are. Okay? People will either increase you or deplete you, plead you or bleed you. And it's your choice on what you allow them to do. How do you allow them to shape you? Because every single person that you communicate with, that you associate with, that you allow to speak and you listen, shapes you. Why? Because we are like sponges. We are like water. We are malleable. And every energy sector that we interact with takes part in us. So be careful who you associate with. Kekich says, cut all ties with dishonest, negative, or lazy people. Be done with them. Do not negotiate with them. If you start to associate with them, it shapes your identity. If you start to negotiate with them, it shapes your identity. Kekich says, cut ties. And associate with people who share your values. And I would say even more, associate yourself with people who share the values of the future person you want to become. Because it is only when we behave now according to our future that we become that future person. So cut ties with all people that does not add up to your future self, and lean on and associate with people that do have the values of the future person you want to become. Future you only becomes you when you learn to hang around with people that want to be like future you. Okay, Credo 52. Kekich says, don't be preoccupied with things over which you have no control. And don't take things personally. Don't allow the cosmos to pull you in directions where you're not designed to be pulled. Do not allow distractions, frustrations to deter you from the one true path. We are so easy to be distracted. We are like sheep being led to slaughter, and we are okay with it. We have embraced it, and actually, not more than embraced it, we have become one with it. We appreciate it. Don't be that way. Wake up. Kekich says, don't be preoccupied. What is that? I'm already occupied before anything starts to happen, before there's any initiation. I'm already preoccupied. My persona is already on automatic doing such thing that doesn't even matter. He says, don't be preoccupied with things that which you have no control. Don't be stuck in the cycle on things you have no control. And don't take things personally. Your distractions will drain your power. Things that does not align to your goals and vision will drain you, will pull you away. And you must understand on what part of the barometer, what part of the cycle are you willing to invest more energy into? But be watchful. If you have holes in your pockets and you attempt and you enjoy pouring your power, your energy, your resources into things that gives you a negative investment, a negative ROI, your return is negative than what you have given. Your ability to detach from things that are not important. There's two things here. You may be like, well, I don't know how to detach, or nothing matters because I have nothing in my life that's important. Okay, understandable. So first thing here is to have vision and clarity. Because if you have no vision, then there's nothing, none of this matters. All of these credos are void to you. So first thing is vision, goals, promises, values. And then you must have clarity with those things. Okay? Detachment from saying no restores clarity. It's not about the wide path. It's about the narrow path that leads to success and wellness. Your emotional control is your leadership control. If you focus on things you cannot have control on, if you focus on things and you take those things personally, you will falter. You will falter. You must allow yourself to grow in your emotional stability, because that will allow you to grow in your leadership stability. Credo 53. Spend more time working, Kekich says, on your business than in your business. This is one of the most profound things you can do as a leader, as a high performer, is spend more time working on your business than in your business. Now, he didn't say only spend time working on your business than in it. He said spend more time, which means there are times you're going to get stuck in it, which is good. There are times you have to be reminded that how the processes work at the bottom. Okay? There are times you cannot allow yourself to be liberated from the bottom of the pipeline. Every once in a while, you have to poke an eye in. You have to poke your head in. And you have to get in the trenches to remember. Why? Because you will learn by experience and lead by experience. I'm not saying, okay, if you're worth $10,000 an hour and you need to spend most of your time doing things that's worth $10 an hour. No, not true. But understand if there's a bottleneck. And understand if your top line and bottom lines of behaviors and personalities, that if you could show your face to your people, that their productivity may even increase by your presence being there. Okay. So everything can become transactional in the sense of how you lead your people. But so you can't get stuck on, I cannot ever work in my business. I must only work on it. If you do this, you will be stuck, because you have to allow yourself to go to the bottom to make sure that everything that you designed in the first place is working how it's supposed to. Because we all know how gossip works. A person says a thing, this person tells another person, this person tells another person, and then two more times down that sequence, the first story is totally opposite and wrong of what the story even began in. What am I saying? When you build something, when you tell something, when you teach something, other people will teach it, but as they keep continuing training, if you don't check in, if you don't check the story, if you don't check the process, it will not be the same. And eventually, it will be different. And you have to allow yourself to work in your business every once in a while, because that projects you more of an ROI than you only working on your business. Now, working on your business is great. Okay? So the flip side of it is fantastic. Working on your business produces many fruit. Don't be stuck here, but it's very beneficial. Working on your business is the goal. But we get these corporate attitudes where we are disengaged from what actually matters. And we cannot lose this. We cannot lose the values. Okay? Spend more time working on it, but don't forget how to work in it. You must allow yourself to work on your business, but only with the values, perspectives, and insights from the experience of working in your business. Working on processes, systems, and multiplication is you working on your business. Okay? Purifying those, systematically creating new routines and new processes, things that will increase productivity is beneficial. Output, throughput, these things are beneficial. Okay? But don't forget how to work in it. What is in it? Getting your hands dirty. Okay? Because we all understand novelty. We all get the euphoria from when the light bulb goes off in our head. They're like, oh, that works better. And so you must allow yourself to get there. Why? Because if you created it, there's a good chance when you go back, you may see another way to increase the process, increase the system. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. There's just the idea that, and it's a true thing that when you read the Bible, and many, many times you can read it, we say that it's alive as Christians because we read it so many times and new things pop out to us. Even when I read one passage 100 times, I get something new from every time. Be that God speaking to me, be that whatever you may believe. But the thing ideal is, it doesn't matter how much I work on something. It doesn't matter how much time and attention I give something. There will always be a light bulb popping off in my head that allows me to understand it more deeply. So don't forget to work in your business by working on it, because only when you only work on your business, you will start to seep into the position where you are stuck working in your business. Ownership requires elevation. You want ownership? You have to learn how to elevate yourself. Now, this isn't saying be chauvinistic. This is saying you must learn how to slow down and see things from the bird's eye view, from the game camera perspective, where you can watch film, where you can see things from a different angle. Okay? It requires elevation. It requires you to see how pieces are working. If you're only stuck in your business, if you're stuck in it, you won't grow. You can't grow. You want elevation in your business? You must learn to elevate yourself as a leader. What is that? Well, that looks like you slowing down, understanding the vision, the purposes, the processes, the systems, the routines, the beliefs, all of these things that add up to a business. Who are the people that you need? Why do you need them? Does all of this add up to the vision? If it doesn't add up to the vision, then it's not important. Period. It's not personal. It's just not important. Does it get you there? Okay? Credo 54. Kekich says, don't enter into a business relationship with anyone unknown to you without being furnished with references dated back at least 10 years. If he doesn't have good enduring relationships, stay away. Check all representations on which you will rely made by everyone. Kekich is saying, do not step into, build, do not allow yourself to grow into a business relationship with someone that's unknown to you. You must allow yourself to receive the references dating back at least 10 years, he said. Why? Because if you have a person that doesn't have any healthy relationships for many, many years, you have to question why. You have to question why. If the person has a track record of not producing fruit in their business relationships, you must ask yourself why. Why? Not to simply degrade them and not give them a chance, but to be cautious. Okay? Kekich says if he doesn't have good enduring relationships, stay away. Longevity with relationships reveal character. Okay? Now, this is you shouldn't ever drop friends. You must stay with friends. Once you meet a person, there's a covenant between you two. You cannot leave them. No, that's not true. Okay? But it is saying that the right person will eventually develop great relationships. And those great relationships would not be deterred away and would not be split apart. Okay? I have a best friend. And we live hours, many hours away from each other. And he's my closest friend. And We hang out maybe once a month, once every 2 months, maybe. Don't talk on the phone every day, okay? But the health rating of our relationship is fantastic. It's the best there can be. And the ideal is that if you don't have people, it doesn't mean you have to spend time with them every day. No. It simply said if you don't have people that you have very healthy relationships with, and if your business partner doesn't, you should check everything and stay away and be cautious. Why? Because there's a problem with that. Because the right person with the character will keep and have remained relationships. Trust must be verified, not assumed. Yes, you give people chances. Yes, you think the best. But you tread lightly. You tread lightly. Why? Because we cannot understand human behavior entirely. Liars, deceivers are great at their job of deceiving and lying. So we must test character and who they are. It's just a game, just how it works. And you cannot build a business, a lifelong, long-value business with someone that you don't know. You must have references and you must have representations of who they may be. Credo 55. Kekich says, enjoy life, period. Treat it as an adventure. Care passionately about the outcome, but keep it in perspective. Things are seldom as bleak as they seem when they are going wrong, or as good as they seem when they are going well. Lighten up, you will live longer. Kekich says, enjoy life, period. At the end of the day, when it all boils down, when you are on your deathbed and you look back and say, I've done all of these great things. I accomplished many, many things, but you were miserable. You lost your family, your friends, everything, and you're miserable. Foul play on your part. Foul play. This isn't saying you go through life mundanely and without meaning. No. It says let all things that you do, enjoy it. Treat it as an adventure. Have curiosity. Be curious about new things. Have it be adventurous. But, Kekich says, keep it all in perspective. Do not chase the other side of the cliff in the event when there's no bridge. Don't forget to take your gaze off the future and to focus on the present, because if you run towards the end of the cliff and the bridge isn't there, you're going to fall. It is okay to dream. It is okay to have perspective on the goal, the outcome, but you must rein it in and lock in. You must keep these in perspective. You must see what is actually happening. He says things are seldom as bleak as they seem when they are going wrong. When things are going wrong, life isn't over, I'm sorry. Or he says things normally aren't as good as they seem when they're going well. It's just life. It's simply life. Lighten up, you'll live longer, Kekich says. Your joy will sustain endurance. You want to have endurance? You want to keep going through it all? Your joy will sustain you, will allow you to press through. You having parts of your life that are enjoyable. You know what I do for practicality? I embed once a week and once a month and 4 times per year, I embed things, events, vacations that are exciting. I overdo it. Why? Because I must have excitement and joy to pull me through. Joy is a pull motivator. Okay? It pulls you through. It sustains endurance. You must have it. Leaders who know how to last will loosen their grip. Leaders who know how to make things happen for longevity understand what they should hold on to and what they should let go. What is priceless and what is valuable. They understand the difference. And they don't give in to. They don't. They are aligned with what matters most. So your weekly challenge is audit your circle, your focus, and your alignment towards life. What are the things that you do, that you believe and consume that does not add up to your future self? Do you say you are one thing, but are your behaviors and attitudes add up to something else? Don't lie to yourself. Strengthen one relationship, release one distraction, and remember, you are on the game for longevity. You must have the longevity mentality, not the microwave mentality. That's all I have. I'll talk to you later. Deuces.